Hi guys, so this video is all about mobility and stretching, specifically if you're kind of at a desk-based job. I know a lot of us are obviously working from home at the moment. That might either be on a really uncomfortable chair like this one, or if you sit on your sofa, you tend to slouch into it. So it's going to put you back in all different positions, in opposed to you're at work, you got your proper chair, nice and supportive through the spine, helps with the posture and all sorts. So firstly, what we're going to look at, guys, is we're going to look at opening up the chest. So your hands are going to reverse, okay, on the back of the chair. So if you look at my hand, taking it palm onto the back. Elbows are then squeezed in, so we're not letting them fall out. And all I'm going to do here is lift my chest up. Now what that's doing, it's stretching from shoulder to shoulder, all through the pecs. So you're almost squeezing your shoulder blades together. So we're going to hold that for about 5 seconds, and then you're just going to let your chest drop, okay? So obviously that's just relaxing. Then we're going to go up again. So 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1, and then you're going to bring it back in. Now you want to kind of look at doing between 5 and 10, and we don't want it becoming too time consuming. So if you do 5, then maybe do this whole circuit again later through the day. Helps break up the day a little bit. Next thing we're going to look at is then stretching out a little bit through your upper back. So some people have done kind of child's pose position where you're on your knees and you're pushing your bum back towards your heels. So your hands are going to go on the desk, okay? You're then going to take your head to your hands. From there, guys, you're then going to pull your shoulder blades back, okay, squeeze them in, that's going to lift up through the chest. From there, you're then going to lift lift your back up nice and high. So all you're doing is stretching out of your posterior chain, guys, and then picking it back up. Same thing, and a 5-second hold, 5-10 repeats. Perfect, guys. So those are your first 2 exercises. Next thing we're going to look at is a bit of a stretch. This is going to be for your hip flexors. Now, if you've got a chair that's low enough to the ground, the leg that's going forward, okay, so if I'm going to have my left leg forward, if your chair's low enough down, you can rest your left butt cheek actually on it. Mine isn't actually that low, so I can't demonstrate that. But one foot comes forward, and then I'm just going to drop it down into a hip flexor stretch, and then press forward. So if you look, my knee is directly over my ankle, and then this knee is directly under the hip. If the chair was low enough, you're just resting your glute on the side of the chair. With that, you're going to want to hold for about 20 to 30 seconds. Okay, if you want to enhance the stretch, you put the opposite arm to front leg, up, and then just lean ever so slightly to the side. Just like so, guys. Yet again, breathing in the nose and then exhaling out of your mouth. What you'd then do is, if you were resting your glute on, you'd walk around the opposite side of the chair to do it that way. Otherwise, guys, you can stay where you are and you just drop it down again. All right, so that's all you're looking to do. You're stretching out through the hip flexors, because yet again they are stuck in that smaller position where you are getting a little bit tight. Okay, we're then going to be lifting ourselves back up. So that's the hip flexors, that's the back nice and sorted. So what we're going to do from there, guys, you've got a little bit of a strengthening exercise. Now with this, you're going to start with your knees at a right angle. This is the lowest intensity version. So sat down on the chair, hands always on the table. From there, guys, you're going to lift yourself up, and then you're going to push yourself back down. So this is a squat variation, this is a sit to stand, and then vice versa. But you can keep going just like so. Now, that might be fine for some people, others it's going to be too easy. So take your hands off, hold them by your chest. Same movement, but you haven't got that stabilizing aid. But yet again, if you lose balance, so say if I start wobbling, you've got the table just there that you can then hold on to. Then if that's really too easy for people, okay, yet again, you can lift up, and as you go back, just stop before your bum goes onto the chair, and then squeeze it back up. Go for about 10 repetitions or so, just so you get a little bit of blood pumping through the legs. All right, so yeah, again, that's going to strengthen your quads, hammies, and your glutes as well. What we're going to go over next is a little bit of a inner thigh stretch. So with this, guys, you're going to take your feet nice and wide. Now when I say nice and wide, I mean wider than your shoulders. Hands on the table, and you're going to push your bum back and drive one of your knees towards your toes. So that is where I'm going to sit. So if you look, my hips go backwards, and I'm driving my knee outwards. And what I'll do, I'll show you a front view. So if I was here, guys, toes are out, okay, I'm going to go to the to my right, left on the video, and then we're going to push it back that way. So what we're doing, we're then stretching out through that inner thigh. So that'd be the same thing, but you've got your table in front that you're going to hold on to. You'd then obviously go the opposite way as well. That's just going to lengthen out through your inner thighs. Same thing, kind of about a 20-second hold and then go across. If you want to get a little bit more blood pumping through the inner thighs, then start speeding it up just ever so slightly. Very basic hamstring stretch, guys. So feet under hips, 1 foot forward, hands on your bent knee, and then just push your bum back. So what you're then doing all through the back of that straight leg is that you're then lengthening through the hammies, yet again, a 20 to a 30-second stretch. If you're struggling doing that standing, come seated. So if we're here, guys, one leg straight, hands on the top knee, and then just lean forward with a straight back. What that's then going to do is then lengthen through here, but you're still sat down, okay? So it's very doable in between work. So you don't even have to do this as one big circuit. You can just break it up kind of as and when, guys. The last thing I want to go over is just a little bit of a neck stretch. So if we're going for this, there's a few that we can be doing, but what I want to start off with is just dropping your chin towards your collarbone, pulling your shoulders back and down, and then just taking your neck, okay, just from side to side, keeping your chin in contact, okay, with your collarbone the whole time. Yet again, I'd go for kind of 10 to 15 reps for this, but you've got to make sure that you're moving nice and slow. Okay, now once you've done that for kind of the amount of reps, the last thing I want you to do, guys, is just a side neck stretch. So what you can either do is either get your chair facing forward or stand up, because what you need is your head to fall into your hand one side, and then your opposite arm just hangs down by the side of your hip. Now the reason the arm is hanging and not lifted is because you have your gravitational pull which pulls your hand down. And because your head's then leaning the opposite way, what you get is this big lengthening sensation coming through the side of the neck. And for this one, yet again, about 20 seconds. Go for a little bit longer if you feel like you need a deeper stretch. But then obviously just remember to do the opposite side, guys. Perfect. So that's the little run through of kind of how to strengthen, mobilize, stretch off. Specifically if you're a desk worker, but even if you're not, it's a great little kind of 5-10 minute workout just to help with the posture. And if you haven't got any questions, guys, drop it down in the comments below, or just send me a message, Facebook, phone, email. But yeah, guys, I hope that's been helpful, and I'll see you again soon. Cool, bye-bye.